In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to draw a skeleton with proper adult human proportions. This is something that will also help you when you're drawing people that have their muscle and skin, but since we're drawing skeletons, I'm going to be showing you how to draw a skeleton on here. But you can apply this principle of proportion to any time you're drawing a full human body. So if we look at this little diagram here, this is showing us that the human body, an adult human body, is typically about 7.5 head lengths long. So a head length is a unit of measurement that artists use to figure out the proportions of the human body. Now, the reason why they use a head length rather than like 8 inches or something like that is because a person who is 5 feet tall is going to have a shorter head length or a smaller head than a person who is 6 feet tall. But it's almost always proportionate to the rest of their body, which means the size of their head matches the rest of their body. So a human body is divided into, so this is the length of the head, and we're going to do a lot of measuring with our fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. Okay? So we're seeing that the human body is 7.5 head lengths long. Now what we're going to do when we start is we're going to mark off the top and bottom of where the skeleton will begin and end on our paper lightly with pencil. Now all my light pencil marks I'm going to do with red Sharpie so that it shows up well on the video. I don't want you using Sharpie. I'm just doing that for the sake of a good image on the video. So the first thing that we're going to do is mark off where the top of our skeleton's head will end. Whoops. And where the bottom of our skeleton's feet will be here. Okay, so that's like the part that the skeleton's standing on and where the skeleton's head ends. Then from there, what we want to do is kind of figure out generally about where is my halfway point, okay? And what we'll do from there is just find the halfway point and then just go a little bit below that, and that is going to be the spot that's going to go right below this part of the skeleton here, okay? Now, we're then going to go between those two lines, do a dividing line there, then we're going to do a dividing line between those two, and a dividing line between those two. Then we're going to divide this section, we're going to come up just a little bit here, and we're going to divide this into thirds, okay? A third, okay? Now this will be done really lightly with the pencil so that later we can go in and erase all of that. But now we have those little kind of units of measurement that we have in our diagram to help us. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to draw our skeleton's head. Now, if you want to draw your skeleton's head super complex, you're welcome to look at this for reference, but I'm going to just show you a really simple way. So you start out, you do an almost circle, 2 lines that come down, kind of a little V for the chin, nice wide open V, an upside down heart for the nose, 2 big circles for the eyes, and you can do these kind of little bumps for the teeth. You don't have to make super accurate, perfect teeth. Then from there, we are going to go a little bit almost to the halfway point, and we're going to do our neck. So you can just do this for the little vertebrae, and now we're going to do our shoulders. Now your shoulders should be about as wide if you took the width of your head and you went like that and like that, as if you could have 3 heads stacked next to each other. So that's how wide your shoulders should come out. So from there, we're just going to go out like that, and out like that. Then we're going to do the breastbone. So you can just do kind of an oval or a little kind of loopy shape that comes down to there. And then we're going to do kind of a little ball shape here. We're going to come down to almost this line here with kind of a rectangle that flares out, and a ball shape and a rectangle that flares out. For our rib cage, we're going to do kind of a shape that comes down like this. And then you can do like loop, 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 loop. Now, the next thing we want to do is our spine the rest of the way to the top of our hip bones. So you can just do that. And we're going to do kind of almost like the top of a heart shape. Have it come in a little. And then you can just kind of go down like that. And now we want to do our forearms. So they will come almost down level to here. And then from here, we want to do, just come out like that. You could do a little ball, a little ball. Our knees will be here and here. So then you're going to make, come to there and to there. Okay? Now the bottom here, and don't worry, we're going to go back and do our hands. It's going to be here and here to the top of this line, and then let it flare out a little bit. Now let's go back and do our hands. So your hand, typically, a lot of times students tend to draw the hands too small. Your hand should be about almost the size of your face when you're an adult. So if we measure the size of the skeleton's head, we come down to here and mark it. Believe it or not, that's how big the hand should be. So to keep it simple, you can do like 3 little joints here, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that fingertip in the middle finger should come all the way down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, same thing here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now for our feet, we're going to do a little oval, and then we're just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then little extra toes right there. So we're seeing our feet foreshortened. That means that we're not seeing them full length. We're only seeing them, we're seeing them at a different angle, so it makes them look very, very short. Then from here, you can do a little line like that, and your tailbone. Okay, so that's our basic skeleton. What you can do from there, if you wanted to have like an arm up, like waving or something, anywhere where the joint is, instead of you drawing this here, you would measure the length of it, have it come up here and here, and you would draw it where you would then have your hand coming in that way. You could do the same thing with a leg. Okay, so you could change all of these kind of little proportions in there. Okay?